Hello, this is a grateful recovering addict, Andre, with another reading from our book, Just for Today, for February the 17th of 2024, Carrying the Message and Not the Addict. Perhaps one of the most difficult truths we must face in our recovery, that we are powerless over someone else's addiction as we are over our own. We may think that because we've had a spiritual awakening, that we should be able to persuade another addict to recover. But there are limits to what we can do to help another addict. We cannot force them to stop using. We cannot give them the results of the steps or grow for them. We cannot take away their loneliness or their pain. There is nothing we can say to convince a scared addict to surrender the familiar feelings of addiction for the frightening uncertainty of recovery. We cannot jump inside other people's skins, shift their goals, or decide for them what's best for them. However, if we refuse to try to exert this power over another's addiction, we may help them. They may grow if we allow them to face reality, painful as it may be. They may become more productive by their own definition, as long as we don't try to do it for them. They can become the authority in their own lives, provided we are the authorities of our own. If we can accept all this, then we will become what we are meant to be, carriers of the message and not the addict. So just for today, I will accept the fact that I am powerless over my own addiction, just as I am powerless over the addiction of another. And I will carry the message and not the addict. You know, when you love people and you care about people, you tend to push a little bit, perhaps even over your boundaries. I'm thinking of a particular recovering addict right now who I love dearly. And when I started this process 2 years ago, me and that person, we started together. I remember feeling like, man, we're going to do this thing together. We're going to recover together forever, and we'll always be neck and neck in this program in terms of the amount of clean time that we had. But then that person relapsed. I relapsed a couple times too, but one of us seemingly bounced back from their relapse while the other person is still relapsing off and on every 2 to 3 weeks. And you know, I stop and I look at the reality of how much I wish I could force upon them the recovery process or the spiritual awakening that I myself have. But that's not the way the program works. Someone must make for him or herself the decision to save their own souls, to keep their own hearts beating. We can't do it for them. We can encourage, we can loan our helping hand, and we can still love them and be there for them to an extent. But the reality is that it's easier to pull someone in a hole than it is to pull one out of one. And so you look and you observe. So you look, you observe, you see the thing that the person is perhaps doing to him or herself, and you have a little grace because you know you've done it to yourself, but you remove yourself to an extent. That doesn't mean you let them go, period, and completely, but you need to remove yourself to an extent from the personal hands-on relationship that you may have with that person, allowing them, like the reading says, to recover at their own speed, to recover at their own pace. Do you understand? Well, once again, this is a grateful recovering addict, Andre, with another reading from our book, Just for Today. Look, if you're struggling with drugs or some other device or some other addiction, please reach out to me at 423-347-9422 and allow me to help you and you help me. I'll see you again by the grace of our higher power right here tomorrow.